Hello, this is Los Angeles dog trainer Brett Endies, dogtrainingla.com. Just here on my way to a new client, and I wanted to talk a little bit about treats, the use of food when training your dog or puppy. There's obviously, that is like at the pinnacle of controversy for the dog training community, because it is the basis of how the positive reinforcement type trainers use their lure and reward type of training to condition a response out of the dog and hopefully get the dog to gravitate towards that, to get that reinforcer. I want to talk about how I use it more than anything else, for the sake of not going too off topic and not making this longer than it needs to be. And again, I just talk about what works for me, what clients in the real world share with me, enough of them to tell me that what I'm helping them with works, and it works in a lot of cases where other training has not. And this is not me saying I'm greater, the other trainer stinks, none of that. It's just, this is fact. I mean, I don't embellish stuff. It's just, this is what people tell me. It's a lot of years, and there's other trainers that have a similar experience, and I think it's because they are being as thorough and addressing the root cause, willingness to use the right tools, and an understanding of when to use the treats in a proper way. So for treats, I really, it's a lot for shaping, teaching and improving what you've taught, not to distract, not to bribe, not to have, I have nothing else but treats. Then you're dead in the water. Even if just logistically, I want my dog to come, and you only use treats on the recall and don't phase out of them or use them intermittently, your dog might sense that you don't have treats or doesn't know how to respond other than that being the outcome. So you start that, they're great, and that's what you use them for, is to, if you have a high value treat, a piece of liver, hot dog, little meat, whatever, you put it anywhere near your dog's nose, it's going to be like a super magnet pulling a piece of metal towards it. Use those scent receptors, they're pretty strong, and you can lure a dog and let them learn that special high value treat and scent is tied to whatever you're teaching them, to get them motivated, to get them excited, to get them to move and position their body where you want it to be, for the sake of a command, or to take them to a spot like a place, or to recall them to you, to hold their attention on your side while you're moving with heel, to teach tricks, agility, all that. But then what you have to do is start building, right? The 3Ds: duration, how long a dog can maintain their command; distance, how far you're from them while they maintain the command; and then distractions, which is what goes on around them while they maintain the command. So that's something that you have to work on. And again, I always talk about, if your dog is zipping around the house and they're driven by their impulses and they're hyper vigilant and alert to everything, your commands are never going to work in real life, even if you practice them, because once you're out of a controlled setting, they're going to be affected by distractions and just their hyper vigilance being the priority over committing to the commands, right? So that's, again, for anyone who wants to get their dog ramped up in real life obedience, my recommendation is to make commands have as much value in your living room as you're going to expect them to be when your dog's running in the street. You need a solid recall. So again, treats, I use them. I carry a pouch. I've got one here I'm going to bring to my next client, but I'm not going to sit there pushing cookies like a lot of trainers, because they're not willing to use a collar, or not willing to, you got up from your sit, let's say, or you got off your place. You're not going to get a reward when I send you back. I see a lot of trainers on Skillfully, the dog will make a mistake and they're still going to give a treat after that, and the dog just learns, even if I don't listen, I'm still going to get a reward. Or timing wise, when they're delivering the treat, it's too large, or they're petting the dog and the dog is now not doing the command, or not focusing, or becoming stimulated when you're trying to get them to be calm in a situation, and they're getting the reward for kind of doing it and not doing it. So you got to be very, very conscious of this when you're training a dog, because quite frankly, timing and consistency is all you got, and then using commands and consistent communication of what you want, of like what a boundary is, what to do in certain environments or shared social situations. So that's treats, the timing of it. I'm just trying to think of any factors where treats can get misunderstood, and you're just in like delivering treat world, and I see trainers do it. That's where it's kind of disappointing, where they just they don't even understand. Like, well, if you're going to be the treat person, at least understand what conditioning is. And what qualifies me? Number one, I've been doing this for a long time. Number two, I do have a proven track record, and it's not just what's said on the internet. It's actually real world people have told me in person, and I'm not going to get an inflated sense of reality. It's just this tons and tons of people have said so. So I think what I'm doing works, and it makes sense to the dogs, and it's of no detriment to them. Yeah, so that's, kind of that. I think that was I articulated at least how I use treats. And again, if you want to study learning theory and understand concepts of conditioning and how this really works, not how they make you feel, not how training makes you feel, I prefer to use treats. It's not how I train my dog. Okay, well, that has nothing to do with just, I'm not talking about science. Again, these people talk all about science. There is learning theory. There's brain and behavior. There's actually how animals, humans learn, and there's neural pathways that they're very pliable, so you can kind of shape them like you're digging a new road next to an old road that was really poorly built, so you can create a new, a new smoother pathway, which is just a response to a command or an association to a situation. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.